I'm going to be making a fully fledged VR game. But wait, there's more. I only have 9 days to make it. But wait, there's even more than more. I've never made a game before, and I've got no experience making games. I don't know how to code. Alright, so recently I took part in the 2022 VRJam, a 9-day event where developers from all over the world decide we don't really want to sleep or exist for a week and some change, so we're gonna make a VR game. Now, I do really love the idea of game jams. It's a really neat idea that breeds creativity. Me being the smart, never touched a line of code in his life dumbass, thought, you know what? Yeah, I'll do it. Alright, so I am technically lying a little bit about the no experience thing. I did start learning game development approximately 2 weeks before the jam, but I still don't have a clue what a Unity is, so it's pretty much no experience. What is this? What is it? Are you malware? Is it malware now? Did it get bought by a Trojan? What does it stand for? Does it stand for my rights? Do you stand for my rights? I don't know. I am using Unity for this game jam. It was a close tie. I was thinking of using RPG Maker. Then I learned that it doesn't have VR capabilities, so I moved on to Game Maker. Imagine my surprise when 2D engines don't allow for 3D VR. So yeah, I picked Unity. I went with Unity. Upon the dawn of the first day, I was greeted with a plethora of emotions. Too many to count. Fear, anxiety, a third one. Today was the day that I either became a game developer or a failed game developer. I wasn't gonna let that second one happen. By the end of these 9 days, I was positive that I would have at least something to present, and all that was left was for the theme to be announced. One-time use. I'm fine. Spirits were high. With the theme fresh in my mind, I set out generating an idea, which is to say I sat staring at a piece of paper with no clear vision or idea for a solid hour. Once I ruled out any ideas involving prophylactic rubber, I was left with a simple idea. An escape room style puzzle game, where the player is only able to pick up an object once. Let me explain this a bit more. Alright, so it's 10:25, had the idea of a one-shot puzzle game. It's like an escape room and you go around, but the twist is you can only pick something up once. So once you drop it, it's gone for good. Do I really need to tell you that this was a terrible idea? Because it was a terrible idea. This wasn't particularly fun or engaging, and it kind of just felt like a grocery list, just ticking off each part. Did I get the soup? I got the soup. Did I drop the soup? Ugh, now I've got to restart the whole level and get 10 different cans of beans before I get the one soup again. It's just not fun. So it took me the whole first day and a prototype to realize that maybe this wasn't the way to go. At this point I was lost, I was afraid. A rope tying down a leaky boat to the roof of a car on the road in the dark, and it was snowing. But I will say I am glad that I figured this out sooner rather than later, because it did give me the opportunity to throw this idea way out into the proverbial ocean and start thinking of a better idea. Having now lost one of my 9 days, the question was, which course should this correction go? In like the base of a pine tree in December, I was stumped. That was stupid. That's dumb. That's dumb. I'm still gonna use it. So I did what no gamers could do. I had a shower, because the project may have been dead, but my hygiene, that wasn't. I kind of figured out the kind of puzzles that I think it's possible for myself to make aren't fun. They're incredibly boring. So I'm not doing the puzzle game anymore. Instead, I had a shower, which was a first for me. And during that shower, I had to think. Coupons. I guess the idea kind of like stretches the theme a bit, where it's like, is it really one-time use? But the thing here is, it's going to be 1 per customer coupons. So it's 1 per customer, and you start out, you go and get your thing, your block of cheese from a guy, and they're like, cool, you got it, that's 1 point, but you can't get any more, because you're a customer and you've just had your 1. You've had your 1 per customer. You've had your 1-time free use. Then the rest of the game is going and finding sneaky ways of getting more blocks of cheese, or more whatever it is this coupon's used for, to get more than 1 per customer. This could be like getting a sock from one of the aisles or a basket or something, putting it on your hand, and then the sock puppet counts as a different customer, so you can get another block of cheese. Or stealthy stuff, so like if you go and spill a bucket or knock a bucket over, the person giving out the cheese will turn around and go, I gotta clean that up, and he'll go to clean it up, and at which point you can go and just grab a bunch of cheese. Hey, good job, me. That first idea was terrible, and the second idea was slightly less than terrible. The bar wasn't set too high, let's be honest there. Alright, it's day 2. I want to get the AI sorted for the employee, so they can like detect a player and they can see if you're sneaking stuff, and they can end the game if they do see you sneaking stuff. So that's like my main goal for today. Yeah, I did that. Come day 3, things were starting to shape up a bit, so much so that I decided to become a Let's Player and make a little walkthrough of my progress. That's what you're watching right now on your screen. Oh yeah, I also added cats. That is not what they're supposed to be doing. They shouldn't be doing that. I'm sure it will get fixed. It didn't. I found it funny, so I kept it in. That's my excuse anyway. Shh. I forgot. Okay, so it's day 5. I missed out day 4. I still worked, I just forgot to film anything. Basically just been adding more distractions. That's about it really. So a bird can enter the store now. So if you stand on a pressure plate for too long, a bird can fly in. Bobbert doesn't like that. Now these distractions that I'm talking about are pretty simple. Each distraction distracts Bobbert for a certain amount of time, allowing for the player to get more samples of cheese. Each distraction has their own little situations that occur and can only be used once per run. Let's use this raccoon as an example. Here I went bin diving and found this raccoon. I'll call her Mercius the Swift and Salted Crisp. Once this little mischief maker collides with the store floor, try saying that 3 times fast, he activates Bobbert's cleanup mode, where he follows a script telling him to travel to Mercius the Swift and Salted Crisp, wait a few seconds, and then destroy Mercius the Swift and Salted Crisp before returning to his cheese. It isn't too complicated, but for what this game is, it does its job and it does it fairly well. With the distractions mostly laid out, it was high time to make an actual game out of the now named one per customer. As it stood, there was no reason to collect cheese, and no real replay value to be had. But that was an easy fix. Just chuck in a timer, whip up a quick scoreboard, and bam, sorted. I mean, the scoreboard kind of just immediately broke, but we don't talk about that. I just left it for the last day to fix. With this all sorted, I whipped up a store layout and moved onward to day 7. Alright, so it's day 7. 7th day. Yes, I am well aware of the dead slug on my face. I don't want him there, but he won the court case, so he's living there rent-free. Something about squatters' rights, not a fan. I've got the different game modes done in the title screen, which can kind of link between them. So we've got a super fast extreme time trial where you've got 1 minute to get as much cheese as you can. We've got the normal time trial where you've got 3 minutes, and we've got free play mode where you can just explore and like test out things. Yeah, it's going well. There's 2 more days after today, so I still need to add sounds. I still need to finish some of the models and get materials on them. And the high score system's a bit jank. It doesn't work. The high score system just doesn't work at the moment. So once all that's done though, I think we'll be done. And that'll be my first ever game. With the sounds all implemented, the game polished with as many particles as I could muster, and a newly working scoreboard system, I was done. After 9 days of hard work, I got the first build of one per customer uploaded to itch and submitted it for the jam. Now all that was left was to wait for those votes to come in, and spend that time playing a bunch of VR games that other devs made for the jam. It was a good time. So after a week of voting, how did we do? Understandably, we didn't do... Oh fuck me, we came in 10th. Out of the 100 submitted games, one per customer not only broke the top 10 position, but firmly sat at it. I'm still a bit in shock by this, and I'm incredibly proud that my first ever dumb little game did this well. Looking back on it, there's so much that I would change about this game if I pop back in time. It's literally jank incarnate. But I guess that just means that I learned stuff, which, yeah, I most definitely learned a lot over this week, and may have a newfound addiction for game jams. Will I be going back to one per customer? As it stands, probably not. I'm happy enough with how it turned out, and outside of different store layouts and new distractions, there isn't really much that's pulling me back into the project, but I'm okay with that. This was my first game, my first jam, and my first completed project, and I'm pretty proud of it. If you'd like to give one per customer a go, feel free to check it out on itch.io. It's free and it's linked in the description, with both a PC VR build and a standalone Quest build. Also be sure to check out the other 99 entries of the 2022 VRJam. There's some amazing stuff in there, and all the creators should be really proud of their work. Spread those good vibes. So that about does it for this video. The epic tale of how I did a thing this one time. The future of my game dev journey is one that I'm incredibly excited for, and I'm toying with the idea of doing more jam videos or devlogs in the future, because I'm absolutely loving getting into this new hobby. Let me know what you think below. I have a couple of prototypes that I've been tinkering around with, so maybe I'll show them off one day. Who knows? Anyway, that's all from me. Have a bloody good one.